Yes, I know it seems like it's been forever since we've been waiting for the new Royal Enfield Classic 350, and after numerous spy shots, speculative stories, and everything under the sun, the motorcycle is finally with us in the flesh. We've ridden it, and now we're going to tell you everything about it. I know it looks really similar to the older model, but that's the charm of it. So let's peel away the layers and take a closer look at the all-new Classic 350. So yes, there's a lot to be talked about the new Royal Enfield Classic 350, but before we do any of that, we have to answer the two big questions. First of it is that whether this motorcycle has a thump, and the answer is a resounding yes, it does. It still sounds great. The second big question, how does it sound? Well, check it out yourself. There you have it.
Moving on, let's talk about the design of the new Royal Enfield Classic 350. Under the skin, there is a bit of the Royal Enfield Meteor as well, as the Classic borrows the frame, swing arm, brakes and the handlebar switches right off of it. But everything else that you see here has been redone. The changes are ever so subtle, and if you were to look at the motorcycle from a bit of a distance, you may mistake it for the older Classic 350 as well. That is how less Royal Enfield has deviated its design, and this is something that some people will like, and some people might see it as a missed opportunity to do something new. What's really different though is the way the motorcycle has been put together. The build quality, the fit and finish, the new paint quality, the updated cluster, all of it feels like it has seen a significant improvement. There are some modern touches too, like it finally gets a digital instrument cluster that comes with a fuel gauge and trip meters. The handlebar lock and the ignition switch is now integrated into one, and the top chrome variant will also come with inbuilt tripper navigation, which is a great addition.
So that was the design of the new Classic 350 for you, and I think they've done a really good job at it, keeping it pure. But where they have really excelled is this engine right here. This is the single-cylinder 350cc engine. It's been borrowed over from the Meteor 350, and the mantra is, if it isn't broke, why fix it?
So yes, it is powered by the same engine as the Royal Enfield Meteor, but the Classic 350 comes with different fueling, giving the rider a different throttle response. The engine is a million times more refined, and it feels like a modern engine in every way. However, thanks to the different fueling and gearing setup, the Classic 350 does not have the same top speed as the Meteor, and it is happy doing about 90 km an hour all day. The max we could take it to was about 110 km an hour, but that feels too stressed, and the bike does not seem to be happy at that speed for long. On the other hand, at high city speeds, you will need to shift down a gear for those quick overtakes. But all of that aside, the Classic 350 was never a sporty experience to have, and it's no different with the new model either. If anything, the bike feels more solidly built and is every bit a delight to ride as any other modern retro classic motorcycle.
Now, one of the biggest highlights of the Classic 350, for me at least, has been the riding experience of the motorcycle, and a big part of it comes from the riding ergonomics. For the new Classic 350, Royal Enfield has shifted the handlebar a little bit further ahead, so you now have to sort of reach out for it. But unless you're really used to riding the older Classic 350, I don't think you'll feel that much of a change. Having said that, it's still a very comfortable motorcycle. It has this new seat that's really comfortable. It's soft, but it is comfortable. Can you sit on this motorcycle for hours at an end? The answer is yes, so long distance touring will not be a problem. Speaking of ergonomics as well, for reference, I'm 5'10", and you can see I can plant both of my feet firmly onto the ground. So all in all, it's an extremely comfortable motorcycle to ride.
And it is this comfort that goes a long way in making the new Classic 350 a wonderful affair. A big reason for this newfound comfort is that it now gets beefier front suspension, and the rear suspension now has more travel too. Add to that the fact that the Classic 350 comes with bigger wheels both front and back, and that it also has new, larger, and much cushier seats. What you get is something that has taken leaps forward as compared to the other motorcycle in terms of comfort. So much so that the new chassis and suspension setup almost make you want to push the bike harder, and the Classic will do that with ease. It also has new brakes which has been borrowed from the Meteor, and they give the Classic a lot more braking power and confidence than before. They have ample bite, but the feedback, it could have been better in my opinion. What I also would have liked to see, other than maybe a higher top speed for the long highway rides, is a better headlight. Sure, it looks good and all visually, but they are not as powerful as I would expect from a motorcycle in the year 2021. This will absolutely be the first thing that I will change on the new Classic 350, so keep that in mind. On the whole though, Classic 350 is a massive improvement than the older model, and it does what it is meant to do so well that it is easily the model to buy in this 350cc segment. It has seen an upgrade in no matter which department you talk about, be it handling, refinement, build quality, braking, and so on. So while yes, it looks quite similar to the older model, but it is an entirely new experience to have and is a good one to have as well.
Well, now it's time for the most difficult part, at least for me, which is to sum up the new Classic 350. Now, I have been riding this motorcycle for quite a long time now, and I have to say that at the time of riding this motorcycle, we don't really know the prices, and by the time you will be seeing this review, the prices of this motorcycle will be out, so we don't know the price yet. But as for the motorcycle itself, I have been thinking how to sum it up. And the question is, how do you sum up a cult icon? Does it really matter if it doesn't do small things here and there which could have been slightly better? I don't think so. What really matters with the new Classic 350 is the fact that Royal Enfield has not changed the evergreen formula of the Classic 350. They've not taken anything away from it, but they have fixed the little things that you wished were better over the years. So now I say that this is still the same Classic 350 that you are used to expecting from Royal Enfield, but now it's just a more well-finished, well-done, mature and complete package. So yes, this is a far better improvement than the older motorcycle.